What is up, scent heads, smell beast, and frag freaks? It's your boy. My name is Mega Dave, and today we try another Sauvage flanker. That's coming up next, and this is Mega Dave's faves.
I'm raw, uncut, leading the pack, I'm where you're from. Rap for the streets is never enough.
Yo, what is good, fave fam? For everybody returning, I want to thank you so much for being a favy baby. It really means a lot. And if this is your first time here, welcome. As I said before, my name is Mega Dave, and this is my channel Eau So Fraiche, and this is my series Mega Dave's Faves, and I do reviews on fragrances that I absolutely love. And I hope that you love them too. If you do, give me 2 huge fresh thumbs up. That lets me know that you enjoy the content. Also, think about subscribing and hitting me decent right there where the algorithm goes bing. That lets you know when I'm uploading new content, because who knows, it could be your favorite fragrance that I review next. And today we got another flanker from a flanker from a flanker from a flanker in the Dior Sauvage line. The fragrance that we got, the brand new Sauvage Elixir. All right, so got this in, put it on immediately and wanted to test it. I know it's fairly new. I think it's gonna be like actually released somewhere like on the 20th. So I got my hands on it early, wanted to give you my thoughts on it. Haven't watched anybody else's. I don't know how many other people have this, but I did manage to go into the store and steal the tester off of that. I ran real fast. Luckily, I got some good solid feet. I'm fast as boy, but I got it and I'm gonna give you my thoughts on it. I got my Sauvage Elixir, and of course, the real savage in the room, the handy dandy fresh strip. I'm gonna take this baby. It's a paper. Whoever says that Dior does not have one of the best sprayers in the game is a straight up liar, okay? Right off, I'm just gonna get it out of the way. This don't smell nothing like none of the other Dior Sauvages. It has like some characteristics, but opening up, you would never, if I told you this was a completely different Dior fragrance, you would believe me, because there is like zero, almost like maybe 10% similarity to anything, maybe the parfum. When this opens up, it's spicy, and I mean really spicy. You pick up a definitive cardamom that's in here. There's a little fruit backed in behind it, probably grapefruit. It's a little bitter, it's sour. And then you pick up this sweet but not sweet type of spices that are in here. I don't think there's no vanilla. It's just this weird, in a good way, type of sweetness that's in there. I know that I saw in the notes whenever I went to fragrancex that it said licorice. And when it said that in my head, that's like what I picked up is like licorice. And I think that's towards the base because you do pick it up later. But up here you get this weird like adult cardamom, grapefruit, spicy with that licorice that I think already is playing games. Maybe it's inside of my head and now it's inside your head. It's in your head. Let me stop before I get copyrighted. But that's what I pick up in the opening. So this is nothing like anything else from the Dior Sauvage line. All right, as this thing dries down, there's like 2 main accords after that spiciness from the cardamom and everything goes down. Lavender and like pepper. And I mean like a lot of it. So you better love you some lavender and you better love you some pepper to love this. Thank God I do. I like Dior Sauvage. I know a lot of people said synthetic ambroxan bomb, and I think there is like some hidden ambroxan in here because this thing pushes. But the mid is just overdosed with lavender, definitely giving this grown man feel with this pepper behind it, okay? And it never gets like this sweet, like almost like the parfum did where it got like a tad bit sweet. This just stays mature for the whole ride. That lavender, I think, takes it to another platform and to another genre almost from what the original Dior Sauvages were. As it dries down more, we get like this smoky accord in there. Probably coming from the vetiver, so this isn't one of those vetivers that are going to beat you down that you may not like. I think it just plays this little smoky role to back up that lavender to make this a little bit better and give it a more of a bass heavy, seductive vibe for the cooler weather. So the dry down this is where you can get a touch of similarity from the other Sauvages. So you pick up that woody base. You do get some spices like those other ones have, but I think this is more, I don't want to say creamy, lightly spicy, creamy sandalwood. There's a little bit of earthiness probably coming from that patchouli. That smoky vetiver that I mentioned in the mid comes down to the base, and then you get wafts here and there of the licorice. So it's like this weird sweetness, but it's not sweet, almost candy-like, but it's not candy. So it completely messes with your mind. All right, now who can wear this? this is a man's fragrance, and I mean it. Ladies, if you have wore Dior Sauvage, Dior Sauvage EDT, EDP, Parfum, Eau So Fraiche, you know, whatever, this is nothing like it, okay? I think this is through and through a masculine fragrance. Anytime I see the notes that I smelled whenever I got these with the cardamom and the lavender, the pepper, and the woody base, this is geared exactly for men. But if you love that type of thing and you're a lady, wear what you love and love what you wear. But I do think this is a man's fragrance, and in particular, like 30 plus. I think if you're younger than that, maybe stick to the EDT, maybe the EDP. Parfum starts getting a little grown man as well. So that's for you guys. Me too, but for the majority, I do think because this has a gear towards a little bit older with the lavender, this is not vintage smell lavender, but it does give that grown-up feel, okay? All right, now, when to wear this. Cooler weather, I think this is going to be phenomenal. Nighttime, I think phenomenal. Springtime, I think you're gonna be able to pull this off. Summer nights, if it's not scorching hot, I think you'll be able to pull it off. Fall, I think you'll be able to pull it off. So this thing is actually very versatile, just like Dior Sauvage was. So you're gonna get about the same type of thing, but I think this will last a little bit longer when you get into those colder months, just like the Parfum, maybe even just a bit better because the base, I think, is a little bit stronger. All right, now, how to wear this fragrance. This does not require a whole bunch, just like the regular stuff does not. So I went with 5 to 7, one behind each ear, as always. I went behind each shoulder, front of the chest, okay? And then if you really want to, dab your wrist, don't rub it. Boom. 5 to 7, I think, will be phenomenal. You're gonna get 2+ hours of projection, just like you would expect. So that's why I'm sure they jammed this with ambroxan, but they really hit it behind the lavender that's in there, because that's like the main star, and the pepper that's in the middle. So you really don't get that headache inducing, not for me, I love ambroxan, but a lot of people complained that the ambroxan was giving them a headache because it is so synthetic. This here is still gonna get that power without that ambroxan messing with your brain. Now, the longevity, I'm gonna say about 9 to 10 hours. Some people are probably gonna proclaim it even better. I heard people saying that they're getting from EDT stuff like 12, 14 hours. It didn't happen on me, but I think 9 to 10 hours is going to be kind of where my body caps out. Now, on your clothing, it's going to stay as long as you want it to because it's just the way it's designed. It's base heavy, but it does have some power. Like I said, that projection, 2+ hours, way beyond your fingertips. So they know what they're doing as far as getting that opening to punch you. And I think that's what that grapefruit is doing, is pushing it out really well and giving it some good Viagra. All right, we got that out of the way. Now let's get to the fresh score. As always, I do 7 categories, 5 points each, with a max for a perfect score of 35. And those categories are packaging, sprayer, performance, value, versatility, originality, and compliments. Getting into packaging, I love Dior Sauvage bottles. I did steal, I didn't really steal. I bought a tester, so I don't have the presentation. I will put up the box that it actually comes in right here, okay? So you can see what it comes in, but we all know the Sauvage bottle has Sauvage Elixir. Very nice, modern, sleek, cylindrical with that magnetic cap. I think is one of the best in the game. It looks so good. Very high quality, super thick glass. For that, 4 points. All right, getting into sprayer. That's a full press, full court press, if you were. That's like this wide of a spray, out of the camera focus. I think they got one of the best sprayers in the game. 5 points. All right, getting into something else this thing does extremely well is performance. For performance, you're gonna get well beyond your workday. I think that is excellent. You're gonna actually get beyond that going into nighttime, where you may or may not have to reapply if you were going to dinner immediately after. So performance, I think it gets a stellar 4 points. All right, getting into something that is completely subjective, depending on the price when it comes out, where you get it on the gray market, that's all gonna be extremely subjective. I think they're coming out like at $1.60 or something for the 60 ml. Wait just a little bit. I know some people are gonna run out and grab it in the stores, and that's your thing, boo-boo, do what you gotta do. But I think for value, when it settles down to its actual price, value is gonna be pretty solid, 3.5 points. All right, getting into something else that Sauvage does extremely well, just like Blue de Chanel, things like that. Sauvage Elixir is going to be extremely versatile. You're going to be able to use it 3 seasons, I think. Even can pull this off in the hot heat of the winter, maybe the hot heat of the summer if you stay out of direct sunlight, and the bitter cold. I think maybe those are the 2 challenges, but for the most part, you can get a full 3 seasons. So for versatility, 4 points. All right, now getting into originality. This is its own fragrance, I think, but there's nothing in here that's going to wow you like this is the best fragrance you've had. Is this the best drop of 2021? I don't think so, but it's definitely good enough to separate itself from the rest, so you can equally say that you need all four of them. EDT to EDP, maybe not needed. EDT to parfum to this, I think those three are the three that you like. Some are gonna argue and say they love the EDP. That's you. Wear what you love what you wear. But I think this is a standalone fragrance, but it does carry a lot of similar characteristics from other fragrances, from other houses, while being its own thing. So for originality, 3 points. And getting into something I care a lot about, and what this baby does extremely well. It's strong, it's long, it's down to get the friction on. It's going to be out there for a long time for a lot of people to smell it. The projection pushes, and it's going to stick around forever, so you're going to get compliments. A fact of the matter, something that Dior Sauvage does, whether you like the fragrance or not, is get you compliments. This is no exception. You're going to get them, and you're going to get them in bunches. 4.5 points. All right, we tally all of that up and we get a whopper of 28 points. I already knew this was going to be solid. Now, take this with a grain of salt. If you hate Dior Sauvage, at least sample the thing if you can, because it does stand alone, but there is going to be slight, and I mean 10% characteristics of it. But for those that didn't like Dior Sauvage and you wanted like a grown-up version of it, I think this is that. This one puts some hair on its chest, right? It's got a full-time job. It's out there doing its thing, coming home, wife already cooked dinner. It sits down, puts its feet up, drinks a beer, puts something on the TV. They decide what they're gonna do and what they're gonna watch, not the kids. That's what this is. So it's a little burlier, grown man version of the Dior Sauvage, but that's all I have. Let me know down in the comments if you have this, if you're planning on getting it. I'd love to hear from you. Until I come to you again, I ask that you continue to be blessed and stay fresh.
We got these shorties on the floor.